Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is type in Firefox, which is a browser. Do you want the information on the internet in the future to not show this message? You're going to get a bunch of these messages when you first open up a computer for the first time. Most of the time, in the future, do not show me this. And then you don't have to deal with them in the future. Every once in a while, it's nice to leave those alerts on, however. And you can always go into your preferences and your options and turn those alerts back on. Anyhow, going to Firefox. What this is instead of Internet Explorer, which has its weaknesses and its strengths, it's just a different one. It's another option. Since it's free, since it works very well, it's something that I like to use, so I highly recommend it. On this machine, I just have one hard drive, so I'm going to have to create a new, well, the way I like to do this is I'll create a new folder, and I'll call that folder install. And then that's where I put all my installer files. So in this case it's Firefox. I'll be downloading Firefox in the future, especially on a machine like this, on a computer that's going to be carried around with me. I'm going to want to make sure I always have a current version of Firefox on it. So far I'm very impressed with how fast this thing can go to the web and how fast the pages are resolving. I mean, I really, except for the size, you wouldn't know you're not on a big machine. It's moving right along. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm opening up Internet Explorer, I'm configuring it so that it looks the way I like it to look and it acts the way I like it to act, which wasn't real difficult. And next I'm bringing in another browser so that I have another option besides Internet Explorer. I'm going to go ahead and hit run on an installation program. I'm going to close out of Internet Explorer. I'm going to go ahead and hit run. And I'm using this also as a judge, since I almost always install Firefox on a new computer. In my mind, I'm thinking about how fast this is taken and how quick the install is going compared to other computers. And again, I'm very impressed with the speed of this machine. It's not lightning fast, but it's definitely not a toy. It's definitely going as fast as a large-sized desktop or laptop would. Welcome to the Mozilla Firefox. Great. I'm going to do a custom. I prefer usually to do customs because I like to know where things are going. They almost always by default go into the programs folder. Sometimes I change that, but in this case I'm going to go ahead and let it do that. Here's why I want to do custom, because I don't want these things on my quick launch, in my start menu, on my desktop. So actually I do want them in two of those places on this particular program. Typically though, I don't want them to show up, especially on other programs. I don't want icons on my desktop. I don't want icons down here. So now that I've gone to the internet, I've gone to their web page, I've taken their installer file and downloaded it onto my computer, I closed out of the internet, I went to that installer file and executed it so that it's running, and its job is to download and then create. So it's now creating a version of Firefox on my computer. So now I have the Firefox installation files on my hard drive that I can use over and over again to build versions of Firefox, which is now loading on my machine. It's asking if it should pull the favorites and history and things from Internet Explorer, and I'm going to tell it don't bother. I didn't do anything on Internet Explorer that's worth keeping. Since I just turned this computer on, it's going to be all garbage that came with the computer through the arrangements between Dell, Internet Explorer, and whatever other vendors. So I'm going to go ahead and leave all that. Welcome to Firefox. Pretty close to the same thing I see on Internet Explorer. It's stuff going on I don't want. So I'm going to go in here and get rid of the bookmarks toolbar. That dropped me a whole line. I'm going to get rid of the Google one. And since I can't do that right here, I'm going to go to Customize. And basically the way that Firefox works is you drag the items right off of the desktop. I don't want help. I want to use small icons. Done. Okay, so I guess I can't move this up to here, so that's as small as I can get Firefox to run, which is fine. But again, I'm going to go to Tools and Options, and on this first page I don't want to see the Firefox page each time. Instead, I want my own home page. For some reason it's being weird to click on. Okay, so now when you click home, it goes to our website and not the Firefox website, which I could care less about every day. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of the Firefox. I did allow it to launch into my quick launch icon, so now I've got Internet Explorer. I'm going to just click and drag, and now I was able to change the order, so now it goes Desktop, Internet Explorer, and then Firefox. Internet Explorer is not currently your default browser. Now that it sees there's two browsers on the machine, it's asking me if it wants to be the boss. I'm going to tell it no, and I'm also not telling it to check every time it restarts. So basically the two are going to live together in peace now. It takes this long to open Firefox. It takes this long to open up Internet Explorer. So just a hair longer for Internet Explorer. Again, both have strengths, both have weaknesses. That's what you get.